Okay everyone, so now we are learning the event procedure. We know that in the .NET there are 4 types of procedure. Out of that we are having 2 major type, which is the sub procedure and the function procedure. Whenever a procedure is not returning anything, that is called the sub procedure. If the procedure is returning something, that is called function procedure. And whenever a procedure is attached to some of the event, that is called event procedure. And if some procedure is performing some of the property, that is called the property procedure. So today we are learning the event procedure, means any procedure attached to some of the specific event. First of all, we should understand that what is the event. Whenever we are performing certain operation, just like we are moving the mouse, we are clicking on the button. So these are called the events. So events are the actions which are associated with some of the objects. Or in the short, we can say that events are the actions which are performed by the user. There are various events in the .NET, just like form load, button click, mouse move. Now we should understand that, let us suppose I am moving my mouse. At that time the cursor is moving. Now what is that? If I am moving the mouse, the cursor is moving. That means there are certain commands which are running. Now that is called the mouse move event. Now let us suppose that if I am clicking on some button, now after that some operation perform, just like various type, we just have some form, we click on submit. Then afterwards certain loading happen and we have the result. Now what is that? That means on clicking of the button, we are having some of the operation. So that is called the button click. Or maybe in the .NET we know that whenever our form is loaded, at that time I want that there should be some presets, just like the startup things. Whenever our Windows is loaded, we know that there are certain things which already start, just like the clock or maybe the status bar. Similarly, if you want that your program start, at that time something happen. So that is called the form load. Now there are various types of events. So to understand that, we are taking the example here. Let us suppose that we have created a Windows form in the .NET and here we are having the button. Now whenever we click on the button, afterward a code is open. So that is called the sub button or something. Now this code is performed while clicking on the button. So that is nothing but the event procedure. So the code which is associated with the button or any other thing, that is called the event procedure. So the procedure which is called while clicking on the button, so this is called the event procedure because it is having the code and this code is associated with the button click. So whenever you click on the button, this code operate and this code is called the event procedure. So we can say that whenever a procedure is attached with some of the event can be a form load, button click, mouse move, key press. So any of the event, the code is running, that is called the event procedure. It is not necessary that event is only raised by the user. Event can be raised by the user action or by the system or by the code itself. So it is not compulsory that only user action is going to perform some event, because we know that mouse move, button click, form load. Now these are the events which are taken by the user. So whenever user click on some button, then afterward code run, or user move the mouse, at that time event trigger. So that is not compulsory. Event can also be triggered by the system. There are some times that system is going to call something. Just like let's suppose that we are having some of the updates. Now they can be the events which are taken by the system, or there can be some critical things which are happened by the system. So system can call the event, or even the code. So we can do that. Even inside the code, we can write that event should be performed. So the event can be raised by the user action, system, or the code itself. So when the user write the code for handling the event, that is called the event handling procedure. So if I am the user and I am writing the code for handling the event, then it is to be called as event handling procedure, because that procedure is going to handle the event. So we should understand that whenever we are having a procedure and that is attached with some of the event, just like button click, now that procedure is called the event procedure. Now to understand the event procedure, we are taking the real life example of a program. Then we will understand how event procedure works. So this is the program of event procedure. Here we have taken the form 1 and we dragged and dropped one label here. This is label 1. Then we dragged and dropped one text box, which is text box 1. Then afterward we dragged and dropped one button. This is the button 1. We only change the text of button, that is the login. Now afterward we double click on this button, then afterward the coding open. In the coding we are having the public class form1. So for the form1, one class is created. Public means it can be accessed outside. This class is ending with the end class. And we know that whenever we click on the button, automatically the button code is created. So this is the code of button click. Here we are having the private because button is the part of form. Sub means void, no return type. Then button underscore click. So it is the name of procedure. Then two arguments are passed. This is 1 and this is 2. Afterward, this procedure is going to handle button 1 dot click. So whenever we click on the button, then this procedure work and this is ending with the end sub. Now here, above that, we can see that there is one more procedure. Now here on the form, anywhere, we can click on the form. So all the ticks I am mentioning that anywhere on the form you can click and this procedure will open. This is the form underscore load. So whenever anywhere on the form we click, then this form load procedure open. It is the private, means it is a part of form. Sub means no return type, which is void. Then form1 underscore load. We know that whenever we start the project, there is a play button. Now whenever we click on this play button, our project start debugging, means our project start. So at that time form start loads, means form comes into the environment. Now whenever form come in front of us, that is called form load. So whenever form load, this procedure called, means whenever your project start, at that time this procedure will work. It is going to pass on the two arguments. Then afterward, what it is going to handle? It is going to handle mybase.load, means whenever your project loads, at that time this procedure start. So here we are having the end sub for this procedure. So whenever you click on this play button, your project start and your form is in front of you. At that time, you want that there should be something to happen. So this is the form load coding. Now we are mentioning that label1.text should be equal to enter password. Now you can see that whenever we are having the form in front of us, it is having the enter password. So the name got changed. Afterward, we are going to preset that textbox1 dot password character should be equal to hash. So whenever anybody is going to enter something into the text box, it should be hash. That means if I am entering my name, Ankit Verma, let us suppose, now those things should not be visible to anybody. So this should be hash. Now that thing we have preset. So while form loaded, these two things are done. So this is the first event which we have triggered. That means whenever you load the form, at that time this function is called. So this is the event 1. So first event we have called here, which is the form load. Now afterward, if we click on this button, there will be the second event will be triggered, which is the button 1 dot click. This is the event 2. So event 2 procedure will be triggered. That is the event procedure. This is second event procedure. Now, first of all, when the form is there in front of us, then we put some of the password. Now this password is not showing, it is coming hash because we are having the preset of hash. Let us suppose I have put my name Ankit Verma over there. Then I click on the button. Clicking on the button is also the event. So this is the event 2 which is called. Now we are saying if textbox1.text means whatever the text box text we have taken, if it is equal to Ankit Verma, now then what is going to happen? It is going to say message box successfully login. So here I have mentioned Ankit Verma. So then afterward I just click on the button. So event 2 triggered, and here we are having the message box and we are having the successfully login. But let us suppose that you are not providing the proper name, you are providing something else. Then else part will run. It will say message box wrong password. So anything can work. Right now it is working with the true part. It is not working with the false part. So this is how we have made the two event procedures here. One event procedure we are having is the form load, which loads when form is loaded. You click on the play button and form is loaded. And second event procedure we have worked is that is button one underscore click. So that means whenever we'll click on the button, at that time this procedure works. So these are the two event procedures and they work on some of the event. So that's all about the event procedure.